Good evening, everyone. We're so happy to see you here tonight. Welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Society of Middleboro. I'm obviously not Sebastian Glaspie. He could not be here tonight. My name is Doreen Lavasser, and I am delighted to be your worship associate this evening as a member of this wonderful church. If you're new here, we're so glad you're spending this evening with us. We'd like to get to know you and let you know what we have to offer. So in the front, in this parlor and in the front, you'll find visitor cards. And if you could fill one out and place it in the offering plate or leave it on the table, either in the front or on the side here, or give it to one of the greeters, we'd like to stay in touch. Our greeters this evening are Wayne Christian, Alan Melchior, and Sarah Person. They're happy to answer any questions you may have and to show you around. Just one little thing on the program. We have the names of our choir members. Katie Allen, a longtime member of our choir, was inadvertently left off the program. She's been really busy singing with the Pilgrim Festival Choir this year. And we didn't see her much, but happily she is back with us and will be singing with the choir tonight. A special welcome to those of you who are joining us on YouTube this evening, which is, and the link to that, you may find it on our website at uumiddleboro.org, along with the order of service and much more about our church. Many thanks to our live stream and sound volunteers this evening, Dan Hotchkiss, J.R. Pachillo Dunphy, and Alan Melchior for making that possible. Restrooms are downstairs, by the way. We have a push-button ground-level entryway, an elevator, and space up front for those with wheelchairs or walkers. There are large print hymnals and hearing-assistive devices in the foyer. If there's anything we can do to make our sanctuary more comfortable for you during your time here, please let us know. And now please silence your cell phones and any other noise-making devices. Put away those cranks, not time yet, so you don't miss a word or a note. And now let us into our time of worship.
Good evening, everyone. Merry Christmas Eve. On this sacred night, we gather in the warmth of community, beneath the glow of stars that remind us of ancient wonder and eternal hope. We hold in our hearts the dream of peace, peace in our world, our communities, and in ourselves. Yeah. May the light of love shine brighter than the shadows of fear. May the strength of compassion overcome the weight of division. In a season that calls us to remember the holy in every life, we pray for the courage to be peacemakers, to mend what is broken, to heal where there is hurt, and to nurture understanding where there is discord. May we hear the whisper of peace in the stillness of this night, a promise carried by the breath of hope and born anew in every act of kindness. May the candles we light in the darkness remind us of our common humanity. May the carols we sing uplift our spirits. And may this time we share together strengthen the bonds of community. I invite us all to rise in body or in spirit to sing our first carol, number 253, O Come All Ye Faithful. Can you light the Advent candles? Thank you. Advent is the start of the Christian calendar and begins 4 weeks before Christmas. For Christians, it is a time of waiting and preparation for the celebration of Jesus' birth. Practices during Advent include devotional prayers, Christmas decorations in the home, keeping an Advent calendar, and lighting a candle on the Advent wreath each Sunday. The Advent wreath is a circle of evergreens that represents eternal life and divine love. Each candle represents one of the 4 attributes of Jesus' ministry. The first candle represents hope. In this holiday season, may the darkness of winter be dispelled by the festival of lights, and may ignorance be dispelled by the strength of compassion, reason, and sharing. May we bring hope where hope is needed. The second candle represents peace. In this holiday season, may we find peace inside ourselves, and may we be peace for those around us. And may we renew our commitment to bring about peace and justice in our community and in the world. May we bring peace where peace is needed. The third candle is pink and represents love. In this holiday season, throughout the year to come, may we know we are loved, and may we share the love we have. May we bring love where love is needed. The fourth candle represents joy. In this holiday season, may we experience the kind of joy that cannot be contained, and share that joy with strangers and loved ones, even when sorrow and uncertainty abound. May we bring joy where joy is needed. So Christmas, then, reminds us to embody hope for a more just world, to bring about peace on earth, to be the love we wish to see, and to celebrate the joy of new life. Let us rise in body or in spirit for our next carol, number 231, Angels We Have Heard on High.
Good evening. The reading is about Joseph tonight. Joseph was a quiet man, a carpenter, always more comfortable with the wood he worked and shaped than with people. He preferred to linger in the background rather than draw attention to himself. Though he was a good son, deeply devoted to his family, he was not a leader of his tribe. His calling was as a craftsman. He was content working with wood. He loved to go out and look at the trees, seeing the shapes of what he could create in their bark and trunks. He loved to strip the bark and smooth the rough wood. He found the smell of strips and chips of wood to be what grounded him. In those days, people had a duty to their families and tribes to consolidate alliances and resources through marriage. It was how they survived and thrived. So, Joseph was not surprised when his father came to him one afternoon and told him he was betrothed to a young woman named Mary. His father had visited several families before making the decision to marry his son to their daughter. The couple would become part of the extended family. This was the custom in those days. They would not be partners as much as co-laborers, contributing to the well-being of the larger clan. They would meet at their wedding. But Joseph was told prior to their wedding date that Mary was with child. He knew the child was not his since they had never met. He was a compassionate man and wanted to save Mary from shame and resolve the matter quietly. He sent word to her that he was willing to break off the engagement. One morning, shortly after, he woke from his sleep with a vague memory of a dream in which he was told to trust Mary and her pregnancy, that it would not be a burden of shame, but would bring great joy. The following day, Joseph pondered his dream while he worked with the wood. A powerful feeling came over him that he needed to marry this woman. At dusk, he sent word to her family for her to come meet him that evening. They sat shyly with each other in the dark by his family's well and were silent for a while until they saw the orange ball of a comet streak across the sky, trailing its long tail. They smiled at each other, and without an exchange of words, Joseph reached behind the well to get something which he then gave to Mary. She gasped. It was made of the smoothest, softest piece of wood she had ever felt. She ran her hands over every part of it. Joseph had made a cradle for the child, her child. He wanted Mary to know that this child would be their child. Slowly, she reached for his hand, placed it on her belly, and held it there. At first, he was uneasy, but soon he felt the slightest movement that became more pronounced, a kick. Joseph's hand trembled in wonder. A child, this child, their child. When the movement stopped, Joseph lifted his hand and moved closer to Mary. Confidently, he put his arm around her, and she leaned into him. They sat by the well beneath a blanket of stars until the night sky faded away and they welcomed the dawn of a new day. Soon, he said, I will come for you and we shall be married. Then we will travel to Bethlehem to be enrolled in the census. They stood face to face, held hands, and looked into each other's eyes. Then slowly let their hands fall away as they turned toward their respective homes. Neither saw the smile that crept onto the other's face, yet each carried the other's contentment.
Whenever a baby is born, it is a holy moment. When each of us was born, it was a magical, miraculous time. Tonight, we are going to tell the story of a particularly special birth that happened about 2,024 years ago in Palestine. It was so special that every year at Christmas, people all over the world... Can you go down for a second? Tell the story that we are going to do tonight. The baby's mother was Mary, and the father was Joseph, and they were traveling to a city called Bethlehem when it was the time for Jesus to be born. It was a long way, and they were both very tired by the time they arrived. Unfortunately, Bethlehem was so full of visitors that there was no room for them in any of the inns. The only place they could find to stay was a stable full of cattle, sheep, and goats. This was where Jesus was born, in a stable full of the animals watching. Now, an angel had told Mary that what a special baby Jesus was, and so far, after he was born, the angel went out into the fields nearby to tell the good news of Jesus' birth to the shepherds watching their flocks in the fields. The shepherds were so excited that they followed the angel to the stable, and there they knelt down and worshipped the newborn baby. Now, 3 wise men had foretold of Jesus' birth. For many months they had been following a star they hoped would lead them to the new baby, whom they believed would be the Son of God, King of Kings. The star had led them all the way to the stable in Bethlehem when they saw the baby Jesus and knelt down. Can you hold this? Do you want to hold this? Yeah. And knelt down and worshipped him, and they gave him presents, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And that is the story of Jesus' birth. Jesus went on to be a great teacher, and his teachings have endured for the last 2,000 years and have touched the lives of millions of people. And so far, every year after Christmas, we remember that he was born to an ordinary parents in a lowly stable, because it reminds us that even though he might not have been born into wealth, fame, or glory, we all still have the capacity to change the world just as Jesus did.
That story never gets old. For so the children come, and so they have been coming, always in the same way. They come born of the seed of man and woman. No angels herald their beginnings. No prophets predict their future courses. No wise men see a star to show them where to find the babe that will save humankind. Yet each night a child is born is a holy night. Parents sitting beside their children's cribs, feeling glory in the sight of a new life beginning. They ask, where and how will this new life end? Or will it ever end? Each night a child is born is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping.
One of the great things about Christmas is it's a sturdy holiday. Christmas doesn't wimp out when times are hard. It comes anyway. Even if there are hardly any presents, even when there isn't much food for a feast, even if you're sad, even if the world around you is at war, even if you are living in fear and danger and oppression, Christmas still comes. And when it comes, Christmas is subversive. Christmas, with its story of an unwed mother and a doubtful father, with its legend of a helpless baby born in a stable, who was worshipped by some of the wisest, richest men in the world, with its tale of the child pursued by the deadly wrath of kings, who escaped as a refugee to a foreign land far from home. Christmas, with its ancient, enduring summons of peace on earth, goodwill to all people everywhere. You can't stop a day like that with a little hardship or greed or injustice. It will show up anyway, shining the light of a midnight star into the darkest places of our collective lives. Do not underestimate the power of the manger and the hope it holds. The Christmas song of the angels is not as innocent as it sounds. It has turned the world upside down before now, and it still can.
Let us rise in body or in spirit to sing our next carol. Number 244, It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. So I got to tell you, it's quite a hoot to be up here with you two wearing these hats. Any solemnity just goes right out the window when I glance your way. Finding joy this holiday season may be more difficult for some than others. When we have a sense of dread about the future, love invites us to find joy. And there you sit. To find joy is to find what brings us hope, reminds us of possibility, and gives our life purpose. Joy carries us through the darkness and uncertainty and makes us want to keep going. What brings us joy does not need to be perfect or grand. We can experience joy as we admire the delicate beauty of a bird at a bird feeder, at the first sip of coffee in the morning, or when we delight in the laughter of a child who just happened to come on cue. I didn't pay him for that. Or when we wear our favorite sweater, you know, we feel all warm and cozy. Or bask our lungs in the cool, crisp air of winter. Or watch the sunlight as it passes through the trees. When we let joy in, we give our senses over to what is beautiful, delightful, pleasurable, or wondrous in the present moment. Joy is the warmth of connection, the spark of gratitude, and the whisper of life reminding us that in this moment, this is enough. It reminds us of what is good and beautiful and worth fighting for. Joy, in its essence, is actually an act of resistance. Resistance from despair, fear, or uncertainty. Let it guide you like a gentle melody. Seek it in the small things, and it will grow, filling your life with light. And in our joy, let us not forget to wonder. Because wonder gives us information on how to love and care for each other. To wonder is to cultivate a sense of awe and openness to the experiences of others, to listen to their pain, their needs, and their wants. Wonder brings us the humility we need to recognize other people are as complex and infinite as we are. Wonder, in its essence, is truly the wellspring of love. May the gifts of wonder and joy be yours this holiday season. May it be so. And let us rise in body or in spirit to sing our next carol. Number 235, Deck the Hall. On this most generous season of the year, we have an opportunity to give thanks for the many blessings we have received in our lives. This evening's offering will be donated to the Minister's Discretionary Fund, a fund that provides emergency financial assistance to members of this community and to the surrounding Middleboro community. There are so many people who have to decide between whether they put food on the table or oil in the tank to heat their homes. This fund is designed to provide fuel for people who need to feed their families, to keep the lights on, to buy Christmas presents. So please, let's complete the circle of gratitude and offer what we can to help our neighbors. Are you the ushers? Oh, thank you.
city sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air, there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile, and on every street corner you hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of street lights, even stoplights, blink a bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene, and above all the bustle you hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you.
May peace flow like a quiet stream through all hearts and across every corner of the earth. May it touch the wings of birds, the breath of animals, the souls of humans, and the roots of trees alike. Let kindness be our language, compassion our gift, and understanding our bridge, so all beings, seen and unseen, may live in harmony, free of harm, and embraced by love. May it be so.
Okay. It is that favorite time of evening. Well, for me and Hope anyway. Maybe a lot of us. I want to just make sure that before we begin our candle ceremony, we want to be really careful about fire. We want to hold our candles upright. Sorry. And this person so I'll have my lit candle, and Reverend Bo will tip her unlit candle into my flame. I do have hair ties up front, which I can bring around if anyone's worried about their hair. And I have some, well. And I have some helpers in the audience who will be coming around to help us, but yes, so.
While the house lights are on, get folks to gather around in a circle.
Okay, sorry, I can totally. All right, so what we're going to, I wasn't sure if I was doing that part yet. Sorry, guys, it's like a little comedian act. So what we're going to do is we're going to all stand up, and we're going to make our way so that we have a circle around the edges of the sanctuary and down the aisle. And so you want to make sure you can all see each other. But yep, we can go around and stand up and make our way around. I have some additional helpers. Isla, Luke, and Hope will be helping, as well as Rev Sarah and Ed.
Do you think we'll need 2 circles or just one?
So what's going to happen?
We're going to need 2 circles or just one?
We usually make it in 1.
Okay.
So it's like one big circle and then down the aisle.
Okay.
So it's like, I guess it's 2 circles.
Okay. Once they're settled, I'll go get the light.
We get real friendly tonight. Everyone loves each other so much.
All right. Let us now enter the dark as we prepare to welcome the light on this holy night.
I'll tell you in a minute. I think I have to do something. Oh.
Jesus, I can't see. A candle is a small thing. A candle alone is a small thing, but one candle can light another. See how its light increases as it gives flame to another. Light has the power to chase away the darkness. Throughout history, evil forces have tried to smother the light, but always, in the end, they fail. For always, somewhere in the world, the light remains ready to burn its brightest in the darkest places.
Every free people in the world has remained free by resisting those who would extinguish the light of freedom, the light of truth, the light of love.
We who seek to increase this light must remember, just as one candle alone is a small thing, one person alone is a small thing, and one nation alone is a small thing.
We must learn to see how much we need others, and we must learn to see how much others need us. We cannot hope to reach our own highest capabilities until we help those around us reach theirs.
And when one heart kindles another, when one person strengthens another, when one mind illumines another, the light increases within us as we pass it on.
We light our candles from each other to commemorate the eternal bridge of light, passing from one person to another, reaching from the beginning of creation to fill the radiant spirit of free people everywhere.
Each of us is such a light. Each of us has the power to chase away the darkness in ourselves and in others. And we are all strongest when we help each other.
So I'm going to have our helpers light their candles with either mine or Reverend Bo's. And then they will come around to the corners of the sanctuary to help you light your candles. So they'll make their way. Luke, you can go over that way. Isla, you can go over that way. Okay. Go ahead and help the people light their candles. Yep.
May the love of this holiday season remain with us throughout the year. And may the spirit of this season strengthen and renew our faith in each other and the world. And may the light of this season bring joy to the world. And the peace of this season be in our hearts always. May it be so. Merry Christmas, everyone. I think so.